Welcome back to our channel. Today we are joined by one of the most respected independent voices in social listening, an expert who's been shaping the industry for years and actively contributing to the conversation on LinkedIn, Olga Lugunova. In this episode, we explore what it really means to practice social listening beyond the dashboards, client expectations, methodology, industry challenges, and how to turn insight into real strategic value. Let's go!
What does it mean you're the digital twin with Antoine?
One of the platforms for Bonne, which collected data basically on LinkedIn, created ratings, I suppose, and they had annual report, and every creator has his digital twin, and Antonio was mine.
Great.
It was. So I should say I was surprised, and it was so nice to have you as my twin, because I suppose that they created this kind of rating based on main keywords, I suppose.
So main keywords in the content that you read.
I think so, because as every data vendor, they use different AI and LLM models. I suppose that it was based on summarizing our content.
I truly love what you post, because it's not like okay, I know everything about social listening and I will tell you. It's like, oh, I discovered this tool. Did you heard about this new methodology? And I truly find it like super inspiring.
Yeah.
So,
and if you should summarize about your content, what would you say?
Honestly, I love how they summarize my representation, and I should say they did it better than me. Because, sometimes it's really hard to choose what I'm going to talk about, but they just, based on data, create your description, something like data guru. So it's it's full of stereotypes, but it's quite nice, I should say, queen of data or something like this. So it was really positive.
And so you often also publish content on social network analysis, on communities, with Gephi. Can you talk a little bit about this?
I love network analysis, maybe due to my previous academic background, because all that I know about social media based on people behavior online, and network analysis is really helpful because you can create visualization, how it looks like. So the best way to explain what happened on TikTok or Reddit, Twitter, it doesn't matter, how it looks like, and how these channels overlapping and connected with each other. So I love network. One more point is a data-based approach that lies on Gephi, for example. It's just one of the tools which help us to visualize it.
And let's make a little game. So you have the god of social listening, social intelligence, and you have like social listening, social network analysis, and search listening. You can only keep two of them. What are the most important?
I think that social listening and search, because network is just one of the possible way to show how it could work. But basically, you just need to know what happened there. So especially now, search is just essential when we are talking about LLM, and when ChatGPT, Gemini create a new type of content every day, content for users, content besides users, and content for brands as well. So we just need to know how to work with it, and search here is super useful.
And same thing for platforms. So
yeah.
LinkedIn data, TikTok data, or
X data.
TikTok and LinkedIn.
You don't take X data.
So yeah, I'm not a big fan of X, and I think that I just created X account too late, and unfortunately I don't have great community there, it doesn't work for me as an expert. It doesn't work for me as a person. So yeah, I go to LinkedIn. I will stay with LinkedIn and TikTok because TikTok now it's... So for me, honestly, LinkedIn is only a new Google for me personally. But when we are talking about audience, TikTok is a new Google, obviously.
Yeah, you think it's becoming the new Google? TikTok?
I think so.
Yeah.
We have podcasts now, and the majority of new audience for podcasts goes from TikTok as well. So it's just essential to create short video and create TikTok just to find new great audience for us as well. Yeah, so I think so.
And do you think there is space for a massive social listening influencer? I mean, like, for example, in France, you have a famous guy called Mehdi who is specialized in analysis of crowd. He analyzes crowd, and it's called, his name is Fulloscopy. So it's super niche, but at the end is a really massive influencer. Do you think it's possible in the next, let's say, 5 years to see the first social listening influencer?
I hope.
Will it be you?
So honestly, now I feel myself as an influencer as well, but it looks like it just one part. You just need to be vocal because honestly, one of the reasons why I'm, for example, on LinkedIn, I'm just like to have great connections, great networks, and LinkedIn is super powerful here because unfortunately we don't have opportunity to meet each other in person, but LinkedIn helps us to stay in touch, to create new ideas, new projects, and this is why it's so powerful for social listening as well, because we just check any hypothesis there. We just could ask what is essential or just ask about any advice. So yeah, it's super powerful for professional community.
Do you have some projects you're working on? You can maybe talk about on at the moment the things that you think will be coming in the coming years, or an actual project that you are working on?
So as a business consultant, I work with a different project, but I'd like to underline multi-platform approach for brands, for creators, which are relevant now, because you never know which platform will die or just have a new wave like Reddit, for example. It's so weird sometimes for me that Reddit is so popular one more time, and the creator who had huge audience 5 years, 10 years ago just return and activate this, for example. So I think that now we have unique opportunity to have many platforms, and it's easier due to AI and different tools. You can create different types of content for different platforms and optimize them for your target audience.
So you think creators should be on every social network that they can?
Not every, but due to their audience, I think it's helpful to have 2, 3, maybe 3+ platform. Yeah, it's so it's not about me, unfortunately, but I think that for brands, small, medium brands, it's possible to have 3+ platform, because you just need to have, for example, Instagram. It's just baseline. What else? If you have Instagram, you have Facebook, because Meta ads, so 2 platform. Basically, then you have, I don't know, for example, LinkedIn as your employee content. And then you can choose which kind of additional platform you will add. I don't know, TikTok or Reddit or X. It's super powerful still.
What's your top 3 like social intelligence tool?
We have top platforms, and it's really hard to name one. I think that the one should be of 3. I mean, Brandwatch, Meltwater, Talkwalker. So they are main player. The next one, I should say, will be about video content, because it's super powerful now, like Viral Moment or Excelite. And one more, I think we should add around creator economy, about influencers metrics, influencer analytics. It's just essential to have as well, because usually standard data vendor doesn't work with this kind of data, but it's essential. And it's not social intelligence maybe in general, but is a big part of digital marketing as well.
And you were saying you were giving some lessons. You were a teacher about these subjects. What do you like to teach about this?
So the first thing is basic knowledge around research, about how to formulate questions. So all we know, so what? But so what? You should be, you should create specific questions, specific research questions, and objectives for any research. What are you going to know from any social listening project? I think that basic research knowledge is essential, and it's not only about questions, it's also about sampling, for example, because I hate some kind of content like social intelligence die, or what else? I don't know, survey is die, or something like this, because every object has some specific tools and methods which you can create for your specific niche objective. So you need to explain what I'm going to do, what I'm going to collect, to analyze how I'm going to work with this kind of data. And this basic research education, I think, is super useful for social intelligence.
You recently was nominated as a Social 50 Insider.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Where does it come from? What did you do to achieve this nomination?
I'm just create a lot fruitful conversation around professional networking, and I think it's really helpful for me as a person. But at the same time, so I'm a researcher.
Yeah.
Basically, it's really important to know about me. I'm sociologist, I'm a researcher. I love data, I love theory, I love everything about Bourdieu and some complex topics. And when I try to translate this kind of knowledge to business goals, it creates really interesting project. So I began to share what I see there, what else I can create but don't have, for example, specific equipment or tools or partners or something like this. And it create some kind of network around me as well, around, I suppose all of us have several target audience, and it's not about users or clients, it's about what we work with. So all of us work with data vendors, and it's essential for us to have as much as we can. We work with brands who need some kind of analytics and data, and we work with professional community. So it's all about it, and I appreciate Gillian and Social Intelligence Lab that they created this specific our niche community. It's so essential just to have space to share insights, to share our knowledge with each other, because you never know what happened then. So it's really nice to have, and I think this year was really specific because there were rising stars nominated.
Yes.
I think it's so nice to
brilliant-
have
it's a brilliant
just
idea.
new generations, and we know about them, they know about us, so it's impressive.
Are you a rising star?
No.
No?
No.
And so you start by studying a social something. You're a researcher in the social area, and then you said you are going to connect with professional, with some data vendors, to be able to analyze this social search and to apply it to a business case, right? That's what I understood. Is it correct?
So now I work in social intelligence for last 15 years.
15 years. Okay.
So I work in academy and have also a business consultancy. And usually it's just my framework, how I work with any kind of data. I mean, my academic background, but basically I use just standard metrics and framework for business cases. So I'm not sure if we can divide these two. It's not, for me, it's overlapping. And maybe now universities is one more client for social listening, for social intelligence, because after Cambridge Analytica scandal, you just don't have any other opportunity to collect data, and data vendors could help university to have this kind of social media data. So I think it just even closer than 5 or 7 years ago. But I think that it just developed me as a researcher. I'm just, for example, as you ask, for example, I remember maybe 7 or 6 years ago, I began to talk everyone about TikTok. It's essential to have it. And one of article which influenced me was Crystal Abedin article about 2 different fame, post-based fame and person-based fame. So now we're just after Olympic game, and there are so many real stars, big celebrities, who are extraordinary people, and it's person-based fame. They have some specific knowledge or skills or something like this. But at the same time, we have a lot and a new wave of digital celebrity. When you have no any specific, you just next door girl or boy, but you could create, and you create content every day. I suppose that one of the most top 1 or top 5 TikTok influencer, D'Amelia, what is her name? Charlie D'Amelia. I should say that she has more followers than Taylor Swift, 57 million followers, and
Huge.
Taylor Swift, 32 million. So she's not even a singer. She's a digital celebrity who creates dances, lip syncs, so this traditional format for TikTok. But she has huge audience. Or Mr. Beast, one more great example, because he has it just even hard to pronounce, 380,000 millions audience on YouTube. So it's so impressive.
Do you analyze other of these kind of creators?
I have seen them through different topics. For example, when I look through Grammy, it's about music. But for example, how different any celebrity, any creators constructed their community, it was interesting for me because, for example, Taylor Swift has her specific cloud of Swifties, Taylor TikTok. So she has her specific talk on TikTok due to her name. She is the only one who has this kind of TikTok infrastructure. Yes, because she has huge community and really solid fan base who created a lot of content around her as well. Another great example is Bad Bunny and last Grammy and Super Bowl. So it's also about community, but it's not only about their huge audience. It's also about brand who try to jump onto this kind of trends or create some memes around this viral moment. So it's essential, and you just need to know the context, what's around this kind of events, great events, big events in terms of in terms of your specific niche topic, in terms of your audience interest. As I mentioned, Mr. Beast, maybe 1 week ago, he know his audience really well. So I'm sure that there is some specific social intelligence person.
Yes, you think?
I think so, yeah.
Maybe because in terms of use case of social listening, there is a question after, but we for example, we had a CEO from $1 billion company who asked us to work on audience analysis for merger and acquisition. And this was really unique. It only happened once. But I don't know if you have an example of a use case really surprising that you did or you watched during your career that was maybe under-evaluated by the whole social intelligence ecosystem.
Maybe 3-4 months ago, it was football Paris Germain.
Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah.
Thank you for the pronunciation. I look through the TikTok and Instagram and the sponsors content, and maybe 3 days later, one of the data vendor connected with me and said, so we support this football team with social intelligence. We work with them. And I was really surprised that football club has a specific social intelligence as well.
You find it surprising because I don't know, like sport is really connected to social intelligence because it's like a lot of conversation, a lot of audience interest, a lot of sponsoring decision.
It was just nice to know that they look through this digital context and know what happened and have their main metrics. So
we know some people from Paris Saint-Germain that are working on this in this area, and in fact they are using indeed social networks tools and social listening tools to monitor these things, and it's really important for them to qualify the communities, the agencies of this brand, because it's so famous and it's becoming, they want to be a loved brand. Indeed, they have a lot of communication, a lot of content created when you have matches, when you have sports events. But in fact, they also analyze their community, their support fans, the people that are really engaged with this club to build a strategy depending on the sponsor they are going to work with, etc.
You are right. Because my analysis goes to the sponsors and the sponsors video as well. I don't remember, it doesn't matter here, but there are two most engaged video, one was from the sponsor and another one was from the player, because they not only just sport team, they are full of really stars. So there are so many influencers with huge audience.
And there are lots of, of brand like Paris Saint-Germain that want to really analyze the audience, because in fact you can create a crisis if you do a sponsorship with a wrong brand. Oh, yeah. If you don't match your audience with the brand in question. I remember, for example, Pernod Ricard. They tried to do a sponsorship with Paris Saint-Germain, and in fact it was a complete mess. And it was the beginning of a real crisis, because Pernod Ricard is a famous brand for people from south of France. And there is a rivalry between Parisians and south of France population. And so, through this sponsorship, there was a huge mess in France. And in fact, Pernod Ricard said, we are cancelling the sponsorship because, in fact, it's impacting negatively our brand through the way consumers use our drinks, and we don't want to be associated with Paris Saint-Germain because our consumers aren't there.
And what I think is really important also is that for sport and for events in general, there is a strong connection between discussion before the game, so online. People talking about the future result of the game, about the players, and so on. During the session in real life, you have a lot of user-generated content, a lot of testimonials from a person who go to the stadium and who share their own story, their own experience. And after the game, and this is really important, you have a whole wheel of discussion, because after the game people are arguing or debating. So I think this is one of it's kind of a jewel for a social analyst, because there is plenty of data to collect from this free before, during, and after. And we partner with an event called GP Explorer. I don't know if you know. It's a French event created by the number one influencer in France. It was a racing Formula One event with internet celebrities, and we really saw this wheel of discussion. Even today, there is still discussion regarding the GP Explorer, but it was 1 year ago. So I find it super interesting for a social analyst to do.
I think that this kind of sport events, big events especially, it's a great example where social intelligence can support not only team, but only fan community. It's also about brand collaborations. It's also about new possible collaboration as well. And it's not only about maybe sentiment, it's more about what people are discussing around this event, what kind of emotions they feel during their favorite team win or not win. I think there is different scenarios could be, but it's all about community. And when we have all overlapping between online community and offline community, it's super useful to have this kind of data.
Tomorrow you integrate a big company, and they want you to select 3 persons in order to create the best team for social intelligence. Which kind of profile do you recruit? Like a technical guy, I don't know, digital anthropologist guy. I don't know. Which will be your dream team?
So for me, when we are talking about social intelligence, it's based on quantitative analysis, basically. So it's kind of mixed method, but you just need to have quantitative analysis. So we have anyone who could work with this kind of data. But when you go to the data and when you create deep dives around different narratives, you just need someone who good at narratives, discourse, not sentiment, semantic analysis. So yeah, maybe something like digital ethnography or something like this. It's super useful. And maybe now we have someone who is good with AI agents as well, because just to be as quick as we can, it's also super useful. Maybe, yeah, this top 3.
One of the mistakes that we can sometimes see is that people have problems they find the insight, they create, they analyze it, but in order to really have impact within the company, they sometimes lack about leadership, storytelling, and communicate that to the top, to the C-level of their entities. So I think maybe I will add that. I don't know.
No, I can't agree more. I think that it's super useful, but I think that that when we are talking about expert in social intelligence, one of his main skill is storytelling. So you just need to create storytelling through data. If you can't explain your insights, it's useless. So it's nothing. You just need to create not only story lane, but framework when data-driven decision will shine, I don't know, something like this. So you just need to, all we know such words like actionable insight. Yeah, everyone like to have it. But what does it mean? What does it mean exactly? Yeah, when we are talking about insight, actionable insight, it's not only about action after insight. It should be explained. It should be understand from your client, your brand, your project. It just should be explained and goes to the decision.
Thanks a lot, Olga.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hope to see you soon.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. A huge thank you to Olga Lugunova for sharing such an honest and experience-driven perspective on social listening. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to subscribe and share it with someone working in insights, strategy, or digital intelligence. Bye!